Welcome back to the special live coverage of COP29. Now joining us now in the studio is Dr. Meshari AlMutairi, Assistant Professor in the Environmental Department at Abdullah Salim University and Environmental Consultant, to give us an expert view of COP29. Good to have you with us, Doctor.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, good evening, and good evening to our viewers right now.
Dr. Meshari, let's get into it. In line with COP29's theme, how can innovation alleviate the effects of the industrial pollution in Kuwait's soil and air, and how do you envision Kuwait's future in adopting these initiatives?
Okay, first of all, we need to know that Kuwait facing a lot of challenges, especially if you are talking about any issues or any disaster has been resulted from the oil sectors. Right now, we know that Kuwait has become as a leader, especially in the oil fields, and we are expecting a lot of like residue, for example, the oily contaminated soil, and this is considered one of the big challenges which has been like faced since 30 years back, especially after the Iraq invasion us. Still we have huge quantities of oil still need to be treated. This is one of the challenges, and we have still the emission reductions, and this is one of our target here in Kuwait. Everybody knows that recent Kuwait oil companies has disciplined that we are going to make like zero net emission in 2050. And further, we have like one of our target, which is the renewable energies. So the renewable energy, we have like a couple of projects, Shigaya project. This is still kind of challenges because there is such rules. But alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, the last like 5 years, we overcome all these challenges, and the renewable energy for Shigaya project is implemented, and right now it's running in the field.
Dr. Meshari, what innovative technology in soil remediation do you believe will be crucial for Kuwait to reduce carbon emission, especially in area, as you mentioned earlier, that is affected by oil?
Okay, if we are talking about the soil remediation, right now we need to know that which type of oil contamination that we have. The type of oil contamination, we are dealing with withered oil contamination. That means we are not dealing like with a fresh contamination oil anymore, because when Iraq invasion us in 1990, huge quantities of oil lake had released. Yes, yeah. And form what they know as the Kuwaiti oil lake. And unfortunately, all these oil lake has been like leached to the groundwater. And right now our groundwater, some parts of our groundwater, based on the recent papers which has been published by KISR, they found is affected by the PAH, which is the polyaromatic hydrocarbon, which is considered one of the main source of carcinogenic compounds. And right now there is a lot of technologies has been suggested in Kuwait to treat this contamination. For example, we have something we call it phytoremediations. The phytoremediation is kind of plants. They only like dig it in the ground. It's able to extract all the chemicals, and it's able to treat it by making like extraction process. And further, we have like soil washing technologies. There is a lot of technologies has been suggested from other companies, but I think this point need to be focused a little bit. All the companies, when they came to Kuwait, they surprised actually. Because when they came, they thought that the contamination that they are dealing with here in Kuwait, it's kind of fresh contamination. When I am saying fresh, that means there is a volatile, there is semi-volatile, at least I can smell something. But in fact, when you are going to the field, you will not smell anything at all, because all the contamination has been evaporated long times ago. And right now we are dealing with high chain or long chain. Therefore, the type of contamination is considered of high challenging, and it's required a special technique. And that's why most of the companies, when they came, they faced these challenges, and this is give us a new potential to enhance the field of R&D. Therefore, the R&D, we found recent, this is a very good field and very good channels to find the best technology to deal with a withered contamination. Because at the moment we are not dealing with oil contaminated soil, we are dealing with
residue and that's
withered.
Withered.
There is no volatile. You cannot smell anything. You are dealing with the blacky sand. So that means we are dealing with withered, which required a special technique. When I'm saying special technique, that's required a lot of R&D.
Interesting. Doctor, what practical steps should Kuwait take to reduce greenhouse gases emission, and how can the public or private partnership contribute to achieving climate goals?
Okay, this is a very critical question, to be honest. Right now, Kuwait has been established like several channels to face these kind of environmental challenges. So we have, like, for example, before I go deeply and suggest what's the solution, let's see what the channels has been provided and supplied by our state. We have, like, for example, Kisar, we have like KFAS, we have like Sabah Al-Ahmed, Forgiveness and Creativities, and further we have like R&D and R&T in all oil sectors. Imagine, yes. All of them, they are exist to find the best solution which able to face any challenges which has been resulted from the greenhouse gases. So the question, how we can face and how we can treat or how we can deal with these challenges. For example, we need to make like a new field and a new enhancement process regarding for the artificial intelligence about the monitoring, for example. We need to make such investment. I'm not saying like normal investment, I'm saying a huge investment in the renewable energies. Also, we need to green or make like a space green for landing, which is actually give us the potential to achieve the sustainability. Also, we need to think about what's the cycle growth in terms of the economical parts and how we can achieve the integrated waste management. Imagine all these factors, if we combine them, I think the greenhouse gases can be reduced in somehow.
Well, as my previous guest, Dr. Khalid Mehdi, also mentioned, the initiatives are spearheaded by KNPC and the oil companies to tackle such issues that you mentioned earlier, and we still need to actually focus and invest and get the private sector involved in this as well. Dr. Meshari, before we continue, I would like to pause here and speak to Ms. Jinan Behzad, the Secretary General of Kuwait Environmental Protection Society, to get her views on the subject. Ms. Jinan, how does Kuwait International Protection Society contribute to Kuwait's climate change goals, and what the key initiative implemented to tackle climate change?
KIPS plays a vital role in supporting Kuwait climate goals by developing active civil engagements and promoting community-driven initiatives. One of our programs is the Green Schools program, which